Hi there. Let's just see if this is working. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's give it another try here. Okay. Hi. Okay, hi. This is Casey Christensen. I'm coming to you live from West Kelowna, BC, Canada. I'm on an hour earlier than I had in mind today. I usually am here on Tuesdays at 7 p.m., but it's been a bit of a rough day. My mother-in-law, who was in a care facility, she fell and having been admitted to hospital, she's broken some things in her leg, and having been admitted to hospital, they've discovered some other things that are going on, and so it's been a bit of a day. It's been just a bit of a day is all I can say. So I'm a little tired, and I thought maybe I could just pop on a little early, and hopefully you would all understand. I just want to get on and have some fun with you, and tomorrow will be another day that we'll get to deal with all that fun stuff. So anyways, today I thought I would share with you a new die set that I just got in the mail. It's pretty cool. It's called, oh wait, let me get it out here. It's called Mini Pocket Envelope Dies, and it's perfect for with my nieces and nephews when they have birthdays and things. I like to send them gift cards. So this is a perfect little die set to do something interesting for a gift card. And it just so happens that my nephew Kefren is about to have a birthday, I believe, on the 7th of this month. So I better pop that in the mail pretty soon. But I thought, what a perfect opportunity to make a masculine card. So here I've got my He's the Man paper, which as you know, I love that paper, and I love all the goodies that come with. So I'm going to make a card today using that paper and some of the goodies. Now this paper is amazing. It really, really is. It's 12 by 12 DSP as we normally have. On the back, you're going to get all the, as most of our Stampin' Up paper has, you're going to get the description of all the other colors of cardstock that you can use to go with this. So this particular series works with Cajun Craze, Basic Black, Crushed Curry, one of my favorite colors, Early Espresso, Sahara Sand, and Soft Succulent. I'll be honest, I haven't played a lot with the Soft Succulent with this set, but I can see where the Soft Succulent might be nice. There's some of this paper that has a Soft Succulent background, but I'm kind of a fan of all these great darker colors. So that's what I'm going to be using tonight. So I think I'm going to start out with, oh, and also you get all these great, there are two sheets of wonderful, wonderful things that come in this set. Here's just an example of some of them. There's two sheets of them, and they have all kinds of wonderful little, they're not stickers, they're cutouts, all kinds of wonderful sentiments and fun things. So I'm going to play with some of these. Not quite sure what I'm going to do for a nephew, but look at all these great things. They're just so much fun to play with. There's tools and there's cars, and this is one of my favorites. Look at this great Volkswagen bus with a surfboard on top. And there's just so many different pieces. Okay, there's one for a dad. There's lots of fun things. So this DSP is worth it for the little fun extra bits and pieces that you get with it. You know, I did do another card like this. I did this card one day last week. This was a fun card to make, and I'm using my Volkswagen bus as well as my pointing fingers. Hope your day is a grand adventure. So I made this card and some of the stars. These are the stars that come with on the paper. So I used some of these great stars as well. So this is just a fun fold kind of card that I made last week. But I thought I would like to use some of this for my nephew, because he is kind of like a guy's guy. He's all into camping and all those fun things. So let's start with our card base. And I think for this card base, I'm going to do the this version of a card. I'm going to do this version where it opens up top to bottom instead of side to side. So let's start there. And I've got myself a piece of black cardstock. So let's just give that. So this is 4 1/4 because I want to cut this cardstock in half, and it's 8 1/2 inches wide. So we're going to go with 4 1/4, and we're going to cut that. Set that aside for another card, and then from here we can just turn this around and score it at 5 1/2, which is going to give us our nice card. So there we have it. Now, let's build our envelope first, because I think it's really cool to have this envelope where you can stick a gift card. So these dies are amazing. So you've got your, remember when you get your dies to draw all around your die pieces. It's just a really good idea so that later on you know where the die pieces go to get them back onto the card, for one thing, but you also know if you're missing one. So if I go to put my cards away and I've got a blank in here somewhere, I know I'm missing one, okay? Otherwise I wouldn't know I was missing one. So you've got some leaves here, you've got a few choices, 1, 2, 3, 4 choices of signage or things to put your sentiments on. You've also got these two components here which make a lovely bow. I'm not going to do a bow today because that doesn't seem like very manly to me, but you have a bow. And then these interesting little pieces are for if you wanted to add a hole to do a pull tab on whatever you're going to pull out of this little envelope, which I think I will do. So let's start with this. I'm going to cut myself a piece of paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches wide to cut my envelope. And we're going to start, usually I start with my card base first, but and work from there, but I think this time I'm going to start with my envelope first. Make my little envelope so you can see how cool that is. So for this one I am going to have to go to my large cutter, which is behind me here, not too far away. But so I'm going to put this on my magnetic plate. I just got my magnetic plate. It is brilliant. Now I want to caution you when it comes to dies that have a solid edge like this, it's best not to run it into the machine like this. You really want to put it on an angle so that it's not going into the machine flat on. You'll get more life out of the die and the magnetic plate. And also, when you get your magnetic plate, it's going to tell you here that you're using plates 1, 2, 5, and 3, and that's not really accurate. This number 2 plate, you don't want to be putting that one in. It's too much. You'll never get it run through your machine. So it's just 1, the base plate, number 5, your magnetic plate, and 1 clear plate on top, okay? And so run that through on an angle, and also stagger your plates at the top. You'll find that you'll have a much easier time getting it in there if you stagger your plates slightly at the top. You see how I've got a space here? And then when I put it on my number 1, I will also add a little stagger spot there. So if you're joining me, I would really love it if you say hello so I know you're here, and maybe tell me where you're from. I like to know where people are watching from. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is cute. So there's my little envelope, and what the heck? Let's do these couple of things too. Well, this one anyways. Let's do this one so we can see. Oh gosh, that's hard to get off. This is going to be a little tab, and I'll show you how that works. It's just going to be a little tab that's going to go on our inner card inside our envelope so that we're able to pull out the gift card. Now let me show you how that's going to work. See what I've got here? So this is just a cute little tab that you're going to be able to fold like so, okay, and put over the edge. We'll get to that in a minute, but I just thought I would cut it right now so that you can see how that's going to work. So let's set that aside somewhere that we won't lose it. And why not, just for fun, let's put our pieces back on the sheet that they belong on, so that in approximately 3 minutes, I'm not trying to hunt them down. Okay, whoops. It's like a little puzzle, right? But as long as you draw those things out on your dies, you're always going to know where they belong, and you're always going to know if you're missing one. All right, so that's it for the moment. And let's have a look at our little envelope. And let's see if maybe we want to decorate that first before we make a decision. So this little envelope is pretty cool. You're just going to bend it over here. And then it has 2 little edges here. So take your bone folder. There we go. If I can get it out of here. Take your bone folder and fold up each of those little edges and give them a really good burnish, okay? You need them to have a really good burnish. So one on either side. Okay, now you could glue that, but I opted not to. I have this really thin, where did I just put it? I had it in my hand a minute ago. Here it is. I have this really thin tear and tape. And I just like to use it because I find it a little more accurate than gluing for myself. It's a personal thing, okay? It's just this little bit of tear and tape, and this happens to be less than 1/4 inch. I think this is 1/8 inch or something like that. Tear and tape. Okay. Now let's get my take your pick tool. And I'm going to pick that off. Give that a good. Sometimes if you use the edge of your scissors, the circle edge of your scissors like this, I know this from my quilting days. If you give the edge of your scissors a good sort of bit here, and then it's easy to just pick off. There we go, 1 and 2. And this way, using the tear and tape, what I like is that there's no chance of getting any glue in here, which is going to prevent you from being able to slide a card in. Okay, so we're just going to close that down. And there's our little envelope. How cute is that, right? So it's got a nice little beveled edge here and another one here. I haven't decided whether I'll fold that down or no. Now another way that this looks really, really good is if you were to use, let's see if I have one. Okay, let's, is that wide enough? Oh, it's not. Too bad. It also looks really good if you do it in DSP, because of course with your DSP you have the, oh, here's one. Let's try it, shall we? Because it's just fun. Let's just do it. Okay, so I got another piece here. Let's get my magnetic plate, and I'll show you how cool this is, because Stampin' Up specializes in having these this DSP that has 2 sides. And so if you do something cool like this, an envelope like this with 2 sides, it looks really neat, because you've got the inside of the envelope and the outside of the envelope, which are 2 completely different papers, 2 different designs. So let's have a look at this one. It's a great little die. I really like it. I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm thinking of, because I give my nieces and nephews gift cards for their birthdays and stuff, you know. I like to give them cards for whatever interests them. I like to give them gift cards for whatever interests them. So look at this. This is so cute, right? So let's do this one so we can have a look at it. There, so look how cute that is. Look at how cute that little envelope is, right? You could flap this down if you wanted to, but I just think it looks neat because you've got your DSP, the one side of your DSP here, and then the other side of your DSP on the inside. So it's just a great little die to make all kind, and it's perfect for a gift card. I should have grabbed a gift card on my way into my room tonight, but I didn't. But it's perfect for a gift card. So let's have a look at this one that we made. And I've made my little deal here, which I'm going to do in a minute. But let's look at our stuff here and let's see what we can do. I've got bits and pieces of different things. So I was kind of thinking of maybe something like this on the front. So this measurement here is going to be 1 1/4. It's actually going to, oh, sorry, 2 1/4 by, and I want that down a little bit. So I'm going to say 2 1/4 by 3. So let's go ahead and do that. And I don't think it matters which way, 2 1/4 by 3. I think you need to pay a little bit of attention to the direction of the paper if it has one. But I don't think it really matters on this particular paper. Did I say 2 1/4 by 3? I did, didn't I? Yes, that's right. 2 1/4 by 3. 2 1/4 by 3. And on this particular paper, it doesn't really matter what orientation I have, because it really doesn't have an up or a down. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to stick that on there. Get my tape. Oh. It's really a challenge going to hospitals these days to see people. You have to gown up and, you know, the whole 9 yards. And my mother-in-law is a trooper and a half, let me tell you. To talk to her, listen to her, you'd never know there was anything wrong at all, but of course there is. But she's a wonderful woman, and it was nice to go and see her today and give her a little encouragement, right? So there we have it. So there's my little front piece on here. I could put something up here, but I don't think I will for the moment anyway. So let's see what we can do. Now, I have to be a little careful. This is a young man. This is not a, ooh, looking sharp, although that's not a very good color. This is a young fella. He's not quite of drinking age yet. He is 18 years old. And you're stronger than you know. That sounds a little like you're struggling with something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So we've got Hooray. We could do Hooray with something like that. We could do something like that. Looking sharp we could do, and he is looking sharp. What we could do with that, though, is what about if we took a circle, a layering circle, and dropped that in it? What would that look like? That one's a little too small. And that one's a little too big, so that doesn't make me happy. Yeah, I don't have an appropriate size to pop that in. So let's see. I don't want to do You're Stronger Than You Know, because that to me sounds like there's something not quite right. And that's a little big. I do like looking sharp though. I love this, Cheers to All Your Years, but he's a little young for, or You're a Classic is also very good. My man's not going to do it. He's not a dad. You're Flippin' Awesome. Flippin' Awesome's kind of cute. You're Flippin' Awesome is kind of cute. Or Holy Smokes. What about this one? Holy Smokes, You're the Best. Can't decide. Tough day for decisions for me, I'm afraid. Let's see what else I've got in my little bin here. Wherever I put my little bin. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to kind of go with Hooray. I think that looks kind of cute, right? Maybe we'll go with that. So I'm going to put these aside. I'm not going to use the circles. There just isn't one that's quite the appropriate size. And besides which, I would like to use these. Oh, what about this? Let's look at this. We're just playing together here, people, aren't we? What about this? That's kind of cool. I don't know if that will work, but it might be kind of neat to try. Let's try it. Let's try it in like Cajun Craze, something bright. Let's try it in, or not Cajun Craze. Let's try it in, oh, I thought I had bits and pieces of, oh, I do. Let's try it in there and see what it looks like. I like the brightness behind the sign, so let's have a look at that. See what we get. Just pop that on my magnetic sheet there. And maybe it's not exactly the right size, but it might add a little a little character nevertheless. Okay, so let's have a look at that, see what we think. You know, I think I might be okay with that. Yeah, I think I might be okay with that. So I'm going to give that a little glue. Just going to use the paper glue. And give that a little, it's about the same size really, but it's nice because you have the side to side here, okay? So it looks quite nice with the little, the bright color side to side. So let's give that some dimensionals. I got my big ones here. Give that a couple of dimensionals. What the heck, let's put one in the middle too, just because I hate soggy middles. Okay. And I think I'd like to put it on an angle, just like that. Okay, I like that. So let's get our arrow. Let's see, there's that one, there's that one, there's all different kinds. Let's see what else I've got. There's this one. Oh, I think this one's the same as that other one. Yeah, I kind of like this one. Okay, so we're going to use some mini dimensionals for that because the big ones will be too big. So let's just pop one on there. Another one on the tail. And one there. That ought to do it. Hi, Kimmy. I'm sorry I had to come on early. It's been a bit of a day. My mother-in-law's in hospital, and things are not looking so good. Okay, that's cute, right? All right, that's cute. I really like it. It's cute as a button. I'm going to make a little something to go inside. What am I going to make to go inside? I want something. Let's make it a... Now we want to be careful to make this small enough, okay? So we're going to take, this is a small card base that I'm not going to use. So let's measure this up. I want to see what size I need to be able to slide in there. So if I go 2 inches by, well, I want it to be a little bit more, let's go 3.5 and see what that looks like. Let's go 2 inches by 3.5 and see what that looks like. We want it to slide in there quite easily. Oh, that's okay, Kim. I'm on earlier than I expected, but it's been a day, and I'm just kind of wanting to recoup, so I just thought if I did it a little bit earlier, then I could relax a little bit. Okay, so you see that? That's quite a nice fit there. That's quite a nice fit. Okay, so now I'll show you what I meant about that bit. You see this little bit that I have here, which comes right on the die set. Okay, here it is, right on the die set. See that little bit there? So that's so I can make this little piece here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure if this is the way you're supposed to do it, because I'm a little new to this set. I just got it, like I said. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that piece on, and I'm going to mark my circle with a pencil. That way I can clearly see where I want this bit to be. Now, I do believe, yeah, see, they're super smart over at Stampin' Up. This has a little ridge on it. This has a little tiny ridge on it, on the back side here. If you line your card up to the little ridge, it's going to stamp it in the correct place, because that's how smart Stampin' Up people are. So let's just pop that in. I might need to, let's see how well this sticks down on the magnetic plate. Okay? It's just a little teeny little die there. So be very, very careful that you don't misplace that. You're going to, oh, and it really moves easily. It doesn't stick as well onto the magnetic plate just because it's so tiny, right? I'm going to put a piece of washi there. I just don't want it to move. So it's just the tiniest little bit. And let's pop that on there. Okay, that's cool. All right, so now, because I've punched that little hole in there, I'm now able to go back with this piece that I cut with the other die. Let's put that die down before I lose it. Okay, so let's put that down on the card before I lose it. Same with this one. Let's put that down before I lose it. Okay, and then this little piece here then just goes like that over top of the hole, and then you have a nice place to put a string or a ribbon or whatever you like to hold that down. So let's just give that some glue, a little bit of glue on both sides. Okay, I'm just going to do a little circle of glue here, a little bit in the middle, and a little bit on that side. Line that up and then hold it for a second. Okay, I've got that nicely lined up. I'm just going to hold it for a second, and there you have it, a cute little thing. Now you could round these corners if you wanted to. You certainly could, but as you can see, where'd my little envelope go? Can't have lost it yet. I just made it. So as you can see, this cute little guy goes in here, and then you're going to put a string on here, which I can do that right now. So let's get to it. To me, the logical string is going to be, I do have no, that's too big. To me, the logical string is going to be the linen, okay, because it's fine. And so just get yourself a little piece of linen here, and you're just going to cut it, and then fold it in half. Pull the loop through this way. Whoops. I'm feeling all thumbs right now. I'm feeling like I'm all thumbs. Okay, let's just get that opened up so I can put the tail through. There you go. How cute is that, right? So now what I can do is I can use a little bit of my tape, like so, put a little line of tape here on the card and stick down my gift card, okay? So that your gift card is stuck but not permanently stuck. You'll still be able to peel it off and pull it out of that little thing. That's cute, right? And again, here's another one I made, same thing but using the DSP, right? So this is pretty cute. So you've got the two types of paper in behind. But I think once you've got this piece in here, the piece of paper in behind is a little bit moot. But I could still see using the DSP as well as just using the cardstock like I used. Okay, so let's work on our card, okay? Because we need a card to put this on. So I'm going to start the card with some, I think I want to start with some strips like we did once before. Okay, we have done this where we've used strips. And so what I'm going to do is, rather than work on this card, I'm going to cut myself another piece of black that is the exact same size as my card front. So that would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's where I'm going to start. So 5 1/2, I already know that's 4 1/4 because it's half of a piece of DSP, or cardstock, sorry. I already know that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start building with my strips. And I have lots of little strips here. So I just want to start building with them. And I think I'm going to build on a bit of an angle. I think I'm going to do an angular type thing. So let's let's start there. Now I better get out my silicone sheet because I know I'm going to get glue everywhere. I just know it because I don't know exactly where these pieces of paper are going to end up. So I'm just going to do that for starters. Okay, that's going to be my starting point. And then I'll get a piece of something maybe lighter, something, nope, maybe something. How about, these are pieces that I cut off of the last card I did, remember? I had pieces left over from the last card I did. So let's just pop some of these down. Look at that. Oh, might need that to come a little bit further forward. Okay. We're going to trim off a little bit, so don't worry too much about any space that isn't properly taken up. I'm going to do this on this side. I'm going to add another piece there. And this is why we want our silicone sheet, because I need to know that I'm not getting glue on my table, because I know for a fact I'm getting glue on paper that isn't necessarily going to be, it's going to end up over here somewhere, because I'm not paying that much attention on what's where exactly on the card, okay? Cute. I like that. And just continue on. And don't worry about that. I know I'm going to trim some off. I don't want the card base to be exactly the size of my card. So I'm going to be doing some trimming off. I'm kind of purposely leaving out the greenish stuff. I'm kind of sticking to the browns and blacks. You don't have to do that. That's just what I'm doing. Okay. And what do we got here? No, I've already done that one. How about this little tiny thin piece? See, none of these pieces are going to waste. You'll notice that, right? Nothing's going to waste here. So I've got a little narrow piece here. I'm going to put this down there. I love being able to use up absolutely everything, and I do use up absolutely. I should do that the other way around. Feels like there's a right side up and an upside down here. So I'm going to do that. And we definitely need a little bit more orange. What do we have here? Oh, how about this real narrow piece? Yeah, let's do this little narrow piece. Kim, how has your day been? I'm probably interrupting your dinner, for which I feel very badly, but I just need to, I need to regroup a little bit and think about some things. Oh, this one, I haven't even used this one yet, but I love this one. Okay, let's get right side up, and we'll start at the bottom so we're not wasting. Yes, that looks pretty cool. What else have we got here? We've got some brown plaid, although I think we've done that. So let's have this piece, this little tiny narrow piece. You see, the advantage to this silicone sheet is nothing really sticks to it, okay? So it's brilliant in that regard. Nothing sticks to it. So you're able to just take it and wash it. You can just pop that in your sink. I do everything in my bathroom sink because it's close to my craft room. I can just pop things in the bathroom sink and wash them up. So let's have some more of this. I think we need some more of this red color. Cajun Craze. Okay, that's looking good, don't you think? All right, and we'll do a little bit more of this. I'm just tearing pieces off as I go, kind of higgledy-piggledy, and that's working for me. And let's see what else we've got. That's not a piece. What's that? just tear off. If it's too long, tear it off so you're not wasting anything. I don't want to waste anything. Absolutely nothing. And I think this piece I'm just going to pop on the bottom. I'm actually just going to glue the piece I'm working on. I'm just going to pop that on the bottom. And I guess I'll do the same up here. Okay. I can kind of cut. Oh, I don't really want to cut those pieces off until I need to. So I'm just going to do another bit here. I'll put the glue right onto the cardstock and add on this last little bit. And that'll be enough, even though it's a tiny bit short. That's going to be enough because I'm then going to trim it off, right? So let me get my guillotine trimmer and get this piece ready. All right, so as you can see, my silicone sheet's a bit of a mess, but all I need to do is drop that in the sink, and before you know it, it's going to be perfectly clean. All right, so let's start by cutting off the excess. I'm just going to start by cutting off the excess right now. No, I'm lying. I'm going to cut off a little. No, I'm going to cut off the excess. I don't want to cut anything off that I don't need to at this point, and that's a little bit. It should be a little bit more than that. Okay. There's one side. Second side, just line up to whatever lines you have on your cutting machine. 2. I better cut these off because they're going to be hard to fit in. And they'll just go in my bin of bits and pieces. Like I said, I'm definitely going to order more of this He's the Man just for the cutouts alone. I think I absolutely love the cutouts. They're so great. And they're kind of like a card in a nutshell. See that? How cute is that, right? So anybody know what I'm going to do with that? Yeah, I think you do. I think I'm going to get my embossing plate. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to get my embossing plate. I am using the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. I'm just going to place that in there. You want to make sure you get it as straight as possible. Now, when you're using embossing folders, a couple of tricks you need to pay attention to. First of all, you want to make sure that the folded edge is what goes into the machine. It has to go in this way. Okay? If you turn it around and put it in this way, you're very liable to crack your folded edge. Okay, it could crack because of the imbalance as it goes through. Also, you want to make sure that you're reading the Stampin' Up label correctly. Okay, if I can read the Stampin' Up label, I know I've got the embossing folder placed in the way it was intended to emboss. It doesn't mean you couldn't use the deboss side as well as the emboss side, but this is the way it's intended to be done. So let me just throw that through. It just adds a whole new level when you emboss things. Sometimes all it takes is a little embossing to make something look just that extra bit more special. And that's how I feel about doing this kind of work. I love when you add all your pieces and then you emboss it when you're done. I think it looks brilliant. So I don't know how well you can see that, but there it is. Okay, it's got quite a nice embossed feel throughout the whole thing. Now you'll see I've got a little black corner down here, but that's okay because I'm trimming this off a little bit because it's bigger than my card front, and I know that. So, and where is my card front, by the way? My card front. My card front. Well, that's a jolly good question. Where is my card front? Here it is. So I'm looking at my card front here, and I know that this is bigger than, it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to take a chunk off of that, off the front of my, or the sides of my card, and I will use the guillotine one to do that because it just seems to be more efficient. So let me just grab that. And I think because I've got that little black spot there, I think I'm going to cut it off to the black spot. So my card front is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay, so I'm going to cut this 4, taking off that one side, and then I'm going to cut it to 5.25. Okay, which is about there. I hope it's about there. I don't really have a quarter on my ruler, but we'll look at it and we'll see what it looks like. Yes, I think that's perfect. I think that's just perfect. So there it is. Okay. I'll tell you what, the older I get, the harder it is to see. No, I'm going to do that a little bit more. The older I get, the harder it is to see things that are black on black. I don't know if it's just age or whatever, but I find it difficult to see black things. I used to do a lot of hand quilting, and I did like to hand quilt in black, but I'll tell you what, I can barely do it now. There you go. There's a nice fit, okay? So that's a nice fit on there, just like that. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just... Now I'm going to use glue for this. I could use my tape, but I found over experience that sometimes if you use tape, you don't get into these nooks and crannies that you need to get into here. So you want to get into these nooks and crannies. So we'll use some glue so that the glue gets settled in there and you get a good stick. There we go. That ought to do it. Open up your card so you can properly place it. Pay attention if there's an up and a down. There isn't really on this one. There is sort of, I guess, a little bit, but not enough to worry about. The other nice thing about using glue is you have some movement room. You know, you can move it a little bit if it's not exactly where you want it to be. Okay. So now we have our cute little card guy. I really quite like this. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have to get a gift card. And as I mentioned before, if you use this kind of sort of somewhat removable tape for your card, you will be able to stick this tape on the back of your gift card and then stick your gift card to here, and it will still be easy for the recipient to peel the gift card off and use it. Okay, so that's my plan anyways. That's what I plan to do. So that's my card. Now let's see what I have in this. Let's see what I have. I'm looking for some kind of movement here. By movement I mean some kind of little, what am I trying to say? Little dots or something. Let me see if I've got something here. Like this. Yeah, okay, so I'm just looking here at the Hello Beautiful stamp set. I think I'm going to get some chocolate brown, or maybe even the dark ones. No, I'm going to use chocolate brown. So I'm going to use Early Espresso ink, and I just want to kind of zhuzh up this little bit here. I have a stamp in here that just has little markings on them. I can't even explain them. They're like little U's, but you'll see them in a second. So I just want to try this first. Let's get a piece of paper and try it first. See how cute that is? So I just want to add a little something to this area here that has nothing on it. I just sort of am a fan of doing that sort of thing. And so let's just do that. See how cute that is? It's just a little something extra, right? And move the stamp around a little bit so that it doesn't look like you just plumped a stamp down, all right? There we go. See, that's cute. Just a little something extra. It gives it a little bit of character. You can just see it over the top, just barely, but it takes it away from just being a plain color. So that's what we're going to do. So let me just give that a little wipe off while I think of it. And so now we're going to, I think this needs to be popped up. That's just how I feel about it. I think it needs to be popped up. So I'm going to get some dimensionals. And I'm going to pop it up. Oh my gosh, they're all sticking to my finger. What's happened there? I don't understand. Oh, my goodness. They're just stuck everywhere. Actually, yeah, I do. And maybe one in the middle. Now, before I do that, do I have any of these have, yeah, some of them have their stick them off. I feel like I need to do a little bit more here. Just realizing that when I put the card down, a little bit more is going to show. So we're just going to do a tiny bit more around the edges. I kind of missed the edges, so let's just do that. That's better. Yeah, that makes all the difference. Let's pop that in there. Now we'll take our card. And take off our little bits and pieces here so that I can distribute them evenly all over my house, which is where they seem to go for the most part. And I'm going to give that a bit of an angle. I just like things on a bit of an angle. How cute is that, right? That's a great card for a young man. You know, it's kind of manly. He's not quite ready for drinking yet, so I couldn't do anything with beer or anything like that. But let's get a piece of, I think for the inside of this card, I think we ought to use a piece of, oh, I've got it here, hang on. Yes. Let's use a piece of Sahara sand, because I think white would be a bit much. And I think we're going to take our deckled dies, one of my favorite new die sets, these deckled rectangle dies. Let's take one of those. Again, when you do your dies, make sure you see these ones. I haven't done it. I did not draw around these ones. There isn't a lot of room around them to draw. However, what I did do is I drew the number 8 up here in the corner, so I know when I go to put them away that I better have 8 of them before I put them away. And if I don't, that means something's missing. And we don't want that. But this just gives your card a little bit more of a good feel. Do I want it that big? Let's look here. Do I want it that big, or do I want to do the next size down? Yeah, I think I want to do the next size down. So let's do this size. I think that one would take up the whole card inside. So let's do this size. And again, just pop that on your magnetic plate if you've got one. Be sure you angle it slightly so that it's not going into the machine dead on. You'll have better results if it's got a bit of an angle to it. So I'm just going to tip this a little bit, right? So it's going through my machine on a bit of an angle rather than straight on. Okay, always a good idea. Always a good idea. You tried your best at what, Kimmy? Wee little line ideas. Okay, see how cool that is? I love these deckled things. Now, I would have loved, I don't have the He's the Man stamp set, although I am seriously thinking about it. I would have loved it if I had something that I could have stamped on here, but I just don't really have anything that's going to fall into that. Let's see what Campology has. I don't think there's even anything in Campology that would fall into the category of what I could put on the inside of this card. So I think we're going to leave it blank. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we won't leave it blank. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I have resources. I have ideas. Let's see. Let's look in here and see what we got. Okay, he's not a tool guy, so I can't do any tools or anything like that. But let's see what else we've got. For some reason, I can't find the little bin that has my goodies in it. Let's see. looking sharp. Looking sharp would be cute in there. You're a classic. So I have this little bin. Can anyone else see it? I have this little bin that I had in my hands not 5 minutes ago. And it has all kinds of cool stuff in it. There it is. I got it. I got it. Look at the mess I've made. I'm so good at making a mess. It is one of my special talents, I think. Oh, I see, Kim. Okay. So let's see what else I've got in here. So I do have more stars. Okay, let's look at this. I do have more stars. What does this say? No, I don't think he's up for that. But I do have quite a few stars. Maybe the stars would be appropriate. Let me just double check, see if there's something else in here. Barbecue, I don't know if he's a barbecue kind of kid. I don't really think so. There's cars, look at all the fun stuff in here. There's just so much, right? I love these guys. These guys are really cool. These little, you know, the little pointer things. You did it. You're a champ. Well, wait a minute. How about this? Wait a minute. That would be good, right? Hope your day is a grand adventure. Yeah, I think that's cute. Let's do that. Hope your day is a grand adventure. And then I'll write happy birthday. Let's put it up here. And then let's do a few of these tiny stars just because I think they're so darn cute. Why not, right? Everybody loves a star. I got a few here. Oh, in there. That's cute. I like that. I like that quite a lot. I seem to, oh, there it is. I was going to say I seem to have lost the pin that goes in my glue bottle, but there it is. Okay, I like that. That's cute. I think he'll like that. He does seem to, he is the kind of kid that appreciates an effort, you know, a homemade effort sort of thing. So I can go out tomorrow and get him a gift card. Although I don't know, what do you get? What do you get? Hi, Eileen. Nice to see you. What do you get an 18-year-old kid for a gift card? Maybe iTunes or something like that. iTunes might be a good idea. That might be a jolly good idea, actually. Eileen, I'm on a little early tonight because we've had some, my mother-in-law, whom I love dearly, is having some issues, and she's in hospital. So I just, it's been a bit of a tiresome day, what with getting news and, you know, learning everything that we've learned about what's going on with her, and it's not been a fun day. So I just thought I would pop on and do this, and then I might be off for an early bedtime tonight. Look at these things. These things are in there too. I'm not going to put them on because I can't find all four. But look at these things that you could also put in the corners of this. They look like, remember we used to do photo albums and those little picky things in the corner that you stuck your photos in? Thank you, Eileen. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. She's just the greatest. And she's such a trooper. Don't those look cute? That would look really cute if I could find four of them. But at the moment, I only have the two. So I'm gonna go with that. So there we go. I am pleased with this card. I think he's going to love it. And I've left myself just enough room to say happy birthday to a fabulous nephew. So there's my card. So again, what we've used today is this great die set. I think I'll probably use this again tomorrow. I'd like to do something with some of the other components because there's so many things that go with this set. It's just a fun set. So this is it, and it's called the Mini Pocket Envelope Dies, okay? So lots of fun things in there. You've got the envelope, you've got the little eyelet thing here to put at the top of your card. Eileen, I don't know if you heard me. I was just saying, if you put this card in your slot, you can then sort of temporarily glue a gift card onto here, and they'll still be able to peel it off and utilize it. So that's where my little gift card's going to go as soon as I figure out what to get them. So that was fun. That was really a fun card, and using up lots and lots of bits and pieces. I love to use up bits and pieces. It's kind of my favorite thing to do. So so there's my card. So a little bit of strip piecing, a little bit of embossing. Not a lot of work went into this card, but I think it's a pretty effective card, and I'm pretty sure my nephew's going to love it. So thank you so much for joining me. I think I'm gonna head off for a lie down. I've really had a tiresome day, but I hope to be back on my game tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday, so I have my 4th COVID shot in the morning, and then I'll come home and play with some new things, and I hope to see you at 4 o'clock. You can catch me on the replay, and also at Instagram, Stampin' with Casey, and also at YouTube, Stampin' with Casey. I seem to be all over the place these days. So I thank you very much for joining me. A pleasure to see you both, and I will catch up with you next time, hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now.